Um, Thanks for coming. And I would like to share some information today with you. Um, First, who we are, um, what type of services we provide, why digitizing and transferring your old media, the process of how we work from start to finish. And if you have any questions, we would love to answer it for you. We There are some people familiar with that kind of state. We have a lot of memories on different devices, different type of devices, and uh, for example, old media like film and VHS, and whatever was available from the early 1900s until about yesterday. They're all over the place. You have them probably somewhere in the bins, in the garage, or in the closet in your bedroom, in shoe boxes, and it could be very overwhelming. You would know where to start, how to transfer them, how to actually preserve them, because remember, those are precious memories that if they're gone, they're gone. They're irreplaceable. Well, we can help you with that. Um, Growing up in Europe, actually, that's where I'm from. I grew up there. When I was a child, or later on in my teenage years in the 70s and 80s, I always enjoyed transferring and editing and renewing other people, especially for friends and family, their memories. The VCR just came out, and I was very excited that I could actually edit, footages and stuff like that. Um, the most important part of it was that when people saw their memories on screen, the expression, the faces, gave me so much joy and gave me a sense of fulfillment. And I loved it. I started developing a passion for it. Now, later on, going on to college and the adulthood and the workforce, I kind of put it on the back burner. Matter of fact, frankly, I totally forgot about my hobby. Uh, Later on, after college and being in the corporate world, I actually hated it. Every day that I woke up, I was complaining, oh, I gotta go to work again. I don't like my job. And that went on for years. And then with the economic downturn, I was laid off. So I was searching for what to do next. Should I go back to that, or should I start something new? And then a friend of mine, he said, why don't you do something you love? And immediately that memory that I had from when I was seeing those faces, transferring the memories, came back. Said, "That's exactly what I do. What I want to do. This is exactly what I enjoy. I'm going to help people renew their memories." So I started in 2014, KohVideo. As any other business, startup business, it was a little slow, obviously, but I wanted to do it right. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do business the old school way, so to speak, where we start developing relationship with our customers. Matter of fact, even our coworkers, we treat like family. Like we have Patrick over here. He's been with me for a very long time, but we also treat our customer like family. You're part of the family when you come visit us. One day, I was going to our reviews online, and I saw a 5-star review from a customer. Matter of fact, they're all 5-star reviews. Got to brag about it a little bit. From a customer, and I remember the customer, an older gentleman. He was probably in his late 70s, early 80s. He brought in a couple of reel films, like 8 millimeter reel films. And he goes, I don't know what's on them. I forgot about it. I just found it in my closet. Can you transfer it for me? So we transferred, we called him. By the time he was picking up, I showed him a little footage of it. And as soon as he saw that, he started crying. And I asked him, why are you so emotional about it? He goes, you know what? I just lost my wife, and that is my wedding from 1954. And he totally forgot about it. He had it. So, I still get a little bit choked up every time I talk about this. But at that point, I said, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to help a lot of people, as many as I can, preserve the memories. We're right over here. We're on 103rd and Grand. We're basically neighbors. Sometimes, if you look out of your window, you probably can see us here. Our service, we start with audio. From we do from vinyl to cassette to I don't know if you remember those little small. They were answering machine cassettes, and you might have it somewhere in the drawer. You forgot about it, and you might have some important information on it, or somebody's voice that are not with us, and you want to preserve that. Stuff like that. In the 60s, it was very common that you could go to a record store, like an independent small record store, and you can record your voice to just send a message to somebody, and they will give you actually on a vinyl record. A lot of people still have that, and we can transfer that for you, put them on digital format. Um, we also obviously do a lot of videotapes. Videotapes, I don't know if you remember, they were this size, and then they get smaller and smaller and smaller. But every time the technology changed, those older technologies get put away somewhere, and we forgot about it. We can transfer pretty much any format that you can think of. We also can fix tapes. I don't know if you remember VHS era, you put a tape in, and then you took it out, and then you went like this, and then it was still in there, half of it, and then you start pulling on it, and then you were sitting with a hill of like spaghetti tape. No worries, we can fix it. We can get the footage out of that. We do a lot of real film, like 8mm, Super 8, 16 millimeter film. I don't know if you saw the previews here. Those footages were actually from the 8mm film. And I don't know if you ever transfer anything in the 90s or early 2000s. They used to use those old projector screen on the screen, and somebody with a camera was sitting there and recording it. And then they put it on VHS, and there we go. Horrible, horrible way of doing it. But with the new technology, we have state-of-the-art equipment where we scan frame by frame in HD. So the technology advanced a lot, and as you can see, the result, it looks really nice. You can't tell that those footages that you saw earlier are from the 1940s. We do a lot of photos too. If you have, any kind of a print that's starting to, the color starting to fade, just bring it to us. We can transfer those for you, and we will enhance it as well for you. Slides, who doesn't have slides? Who has seen slides? They're all over us. And I have a customer, actually, he has a full closet of slides, about, I would say, 50,000 slides that he took. And he brings me every month a couple of those boxes, and we transfer from him. They actually turn out awesome. We used to take those rolls, we take them to Walgreens after we were done with the camera, and they were developing for us, and we couldn't wait. We used to go there a week later and go to the photos, but there was in the front, there was a little pocket. They put the film strips in there, and if you have those, and we transfer it for you, they turn out much better if you would just scan the actual the printed photo. We do a lot of restoration too. As you can see here, this photo right here, I don't know if you can see this pointer. This photo was totally damaged. There's cracks over here. There's some water damage, or I think it came from a glue. The bottom over here was totally missing. And obviously, after we're done with it, It's like looks like it was taken yesterday. It's vibrant, and we colorize them too. By the way, the original was black and white. Um, Even if you have an old digital, I don't know if you had an old Windows 98 from 1999 that you don't use anymore. It's somewhere in the side of the room, and you upgrade it. And there's a hard drive in there, and that hard drive probably contains a lot of information, important information like documents, photos, or videos, or those flip phones. How many of us that have the phones? Some people still carry flip phones because they don't want to deal with all that those screens. You could have important information on those. We can take the information out of that for you. And then, who doesn't remember these the portable storage devices, the floppy disk? They were revolutionary. They were you could actually take them around and play them somewhere else. But the problem with that was it only had 144 megabyte of storage on it, which, to put it in perspective, now they make storage with terabytes on them. That means like if you put something in your front in a shirt pocket versus putting the same information in a shipping container, that's how much room you have. But they were funny. Um, a very popular service we provide are the video slideshows. You can we can make them for any occasion. I'm sorry, I just broke my glasses, so I'm just using spare ones. um, Slideshows we can make it for any occasion: weddings, birthdays, memorials, celebrations of life, or just to tell a story of somebody's life with photos and videos. And all you do is just bring in those photos and the videos. We will transfer them for you, enhance them, and put them together as a movie. It's very entertaining. Background music. We do a lot of these video slideshows. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go to all of our services, but a lot of people ask, why digitize? Why transferring your old media? Can anybody can tell me? Anybody can tell me why would you transfer your memories that are on old media? Anybody? They're not, yeah, deteriorating. That's right. So exactly. Um, Sorry. Um, I had customers bring in tapes, items that they had outside in the shed in Arizona for in this heat for many, many years. And when we got them, they were a little dusty, but then when you looked inside, they were like dead bugs and spiders and stuff like that. It's okay. We open it up, we clean it up, we put a new housing on it, and got the footage out of it. It wasn't the greatest quality, but we did get it before it was totally gone. Um, like old players we talked about earlier, if you haven't used the player that you had for a long time, the gears could start drying up and it will eat your tapes. But even in great condition, like everything else, like we all get old, they do disintegrate. You want to transfer them as soon as you can. Another reason is preserving your information for generations to come. A lot of people say, I don't care. We have my kids don't care. When I'm gone, I'm gone. Who cares? But maybe their kids, maybe their grandkids, down the road, other generations want to have information to know you or to know their ancestors. Are there anybody familiar with the ancestry clubs around Sun City? There are a lot of them here, and people pay a lot of money and they spend a lot of time researching about their ancestors, about their history, about their families, where they came from, and most of the time that information is not available. It's a billion-dollar industry, but people do spend a lot of time because that's what they're interested in. I always say if everybody would have transferred this stuff, then none of these companies would exist. I'm taking with my wife, I'm taking a Europe trip in a couple of months, and we go to city into city, and we spend a lot of money, and mostly on what? On museums, on historic places. I don't know if anybody familiar with Paris. People go there because one of the reasons is because there's a Mona Lisa inside the Louvre Museum, and it's made by who does anybody know who the Mona Lisa is painted by? Da Vinci. That's right. Now, if that painting wasn't preserved, and put that in that museum for all these millions of people to come and see it, we probably wouldn't know about Da Vinci. And so goes on with Van Gogh and Pablo Picasso and everybody. So not only is important to teach the new generation. I know we always complain about the new generations that they don't care, but with this, with preserving our history, we can teach a new generation and also keep our tradition and values. And your legacy. Why should it go away with you? Very important. Another reason for why digitize is actually, easy. It's easy to use. I don't know if you remember, as a child, I remember we had movie night or slide nights, and then you saw your dad come in with a projector and all these boxes of slides, and it was so boring. You had to sit down to it slide by slide, look at it, and somebody would make a comment, and it was horrible. Or those reels, even those reels, they were small reels. You watch it for 3 minutes, and then it would run out, and then it had to wait 5 minutes, and your dad was fumbling with that, put another reel on, and you watch it silently, by the way, another reel, and so on. It was such a pain in the neck, and it wasn't very enjoyable. Thanks to this is my favorite technology, a flash drive. Flash drive, you can put thousands of videos, audio, photo, any kind of a document on them, and you can put it on your computer to view it or edit it. You can now. Most people have a smart TV. You can just plug it on the side of your TV and use your remote to watch it. No players needed. And now you can enjoy your movies and uninterrupted. When you plug it in the computer, and I know it could be very intimidating, and I've been dealing with it a lot of time. If you ever use a computer before and you use a mouse before, with literally 2 clicks, you can click on the title of the video that we put on a flash drive. You can rename it. You can put down who was on the video, when it was taken, and what place it was. Matter of fact, you can put an entire essay on it. And if you do that with all the videos you have, now imagine, for example, if you would look for Michael in the search box, you type in Michael, and all the videos that Mike is in it will show up. You don't have to go video to video, picture to video. It will all show up. It's so much easier. But it's also easy to, if you ever copy and paste on a computer, you can make copies of it. Trying to make a copy of a DVD is basically impossible. You have to go somewhere and pay somebody like me to make copies of it. With that, you can just make as many copies as you want. And now with the social media era, you can just send it to somebody, email it to somebody, or put it on social media and let the world enjoy your legacy. Another famous, very important reason why to transfer is to get rid of clutter, right? All these boxes that we have everywhere, we can put them all on one little thing right there, on one little thing right there. All of this on one little, and you don't have to worry about anything, and you know where to find it. There's only one place to find it. The most important reason where is, which you should consider, is digitize. Is if in case of a disaster, um, God forbid, if anything happens, what do people do after they save themselves and save their families? They go find the photos, they go look for the videos. You might not have time for that. You might not have time to save all of that. This is what I do. I have all my family videos, my photos, my documents, my music, and some of the movies too on one hard drive. And I made another copy of that. I put that copy in a fireproof safe, and this hard drive, the other one, I have it permanently connected to my TV. And every time we wanted to, let's say we have a family movie night, we don't watch movies. We watch the kids from 2001 in Hawaii. And it's so much fun. It's, if you want, it's with the grandkids or kids, and it's always there. You want to listen to some music, use your remote like you would change your channels. You can access that information and watch it. You can also, upload it on the cloud. Now, God forbid if anything happened, you know where your fireproof safe is. You just grab one thing and you run. That's all you have to worry about it. Now, we can go over this, by class by itself. We will be offering classes soon, mostly for beginners, and it will still, we can get slow there. Mostly it's going to be like a workshop. It's going to be, step by step. We're going to work out the details about it. Later on, we have a survey that's outside on the table over there. If you guys are interested in those classes, please fill it out and give it to either Mateen or Patrick over there, and we will see if we have enough interest, and we can either we got to work out the details with Royal Oaks and Nada, or we will have it somewhere else. So we will be offering them soon. We're just going to show you how to, centralize everything. It's even with today's technology, you still have all your photos. Who had this happen to them before, where you want to show your grandkids or your kids' photo on your phone and say, "Hey, let me show them my new." So the person is waiting, and you go there, and you have thousands of photos, and then you go in and trying to find them, and the person says, "Okay, you're gonna show me the photo or what?" And you goes, hold on a second," and you get frustrated, you just put it away, right? You have photos on your computer, you have photos on the cloud. You don't know where everything is. So we will help you to centralize everything and make it actually easier to find. So again, if you're interested in those classes, please let us know. We will leave your information, and we'll contact you as soon as they're available. I'd like to go over our process, what it takes if you do want to transfer your precious memories on old media. When you drop it off, you bring your boxes and your bags and whatever form there are. There's no appointment necessary. You can just drop it off at any time. We actually do have a complimentary pickup and a drop off for Royal Oak residents. It's going to be a week from now, and then we'll come back in 2 weeks and drop it back off for you. The details, I think Nada will send out about the details, but it's going to be a week from now, and I think it's going to be in the conference room, if I'm not mistaken. When you come in, we're always going to go over your project and show you the best and the most cost-effective way of how to transfer your item. Um, Now, when you check in, you will get an invoice with everything that you dropped off, so an itemized invoice. We'll give you a copy, and we also email you one, so you have one for your records. By the way, Royal Oaks residents will receive a 15% discount permanently. Now, the transfer itself is, when it's there, if you use other companies, you have to take a box, put all your stuff in there, and you have to mail it to them. And it could get lost in the mail. You don't have a phone number to talk to anybody. You don't know who's handling your items. You know, I heard horror stories where people never got the stuff back. Well, they say we don't send you the stuff back, the originals. You just deal with whatever we give you, just to save costs on shipping. Or sometimes it take months to get it back to you. We're local. Your items that you drop off with us, it doesn't leave until you pick it up. We have highly trained technicians like Patrick over here, and he will be handling most of your projects. We have equipment, state-of-the-art equipment, and all your transfers are included basic enhancements. We want to make sure that you get the best quality possible. All your items are labeled, so when you get it back, you can refer back to the output of whatever you're getting back, so you know where it came from. Industry average is, like I said, 12 to 15 weeks turnaround. Ours is only 2 to 3 weeks. In certain cases, only a few days. When your project is ready, we will text you, we will email you. Sometimes we use ravens to send some messages to you. We can rest assured we make sure we get hold of you. You can pick up anytime. If you do want to come and pick it up yourself at our location, you can pick it up anytime. Again, no appointments necessary. We will get back your original items just the way you dropped it off. And now, I don't know if you remember when you first drop off those boxes, those heavy, big, bulky stuff. This when you drop off, and when you pick it up, you will get it on one drive, preserved for generations. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. If there's any questions, I would like to, please raise your hand so a microphone can go around and, there you go.
Can you transfer old reel-to-reel audio tapes?
Absolutely, yes.
You can.
Yes. Sometimes they're on both sides, sometimes one side, but we do transfer them, yes.
Great.
Please do.
What do you do
Is
with
there
old-
a way to merge duplicates that are in duplicate photos that are in so many different files, and we've got like 10 of them, but we don't know where they are?
Yes. Yes, there's many ways of doing it. And on the classes, we will show you step by step. It's not complicated. There's few steps, but there's also softwares that you can purchase. And sometimes with one click, it will show you all your duplicate files on your computer.
Cool.
Yeah, there's ways.
What
Yes,
do
sir.
What do you do with all the old VHS tapes and 16 millimeter? They go to trash or to recycle?
Once we're done with them, obviously you get them back, but we work with with some couple local artists. They make flower pots out of them. But if you want, like I said, we'll give it back to him. You can do whatever you want to do. Or there's a recycling company that we will recycle them for you. I'm sorry, what? Yeah. We will take care of it for you. Like, either we recycle it, or again, we will donate it somewhere. But we make sure that they can't play it anymore, because those are your personal memories. Any other questions?
Do you make
Yes, ma'am.
can you get extra copies of whatever the final product is?
As many copies as you want. Either we can make copies for you, or like I was explaining, you can, if you're okay with computers, you can just copy and paste it somewhere else, and boom, you have your entire library copied.
But if you want to send it to family or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah, as many copies as you want. Yes, ma'am.
I have three 45 records that my mother, my sister, and I made in 1948.
Oh, wow.
Do you think you can transfer them for
Absolutely, yes. That was what I was talking about it earlier.
us? Yeah.
Those were very popular.
They're
and
75 years old.
That's awesome. That's awesome. If you tell the kids now, that you have records that you can actually record your own voice on it, because first of all, what's a record? I called a company I had some business to deal with, and the receptionist, you could tell it was a younger lady. And she goes, "So what do you do?" I said, "We transfer, for example, VHS to digital." And she goes, "Okay, let me put it in." And she goes, "What is VHS?" So I explained to her what a VHS is. And she goes, "How do you spell VHS?" Yes, yes. That's my son, Mateen. He is 15 years old, and he can transfer some VHS for you. Yes.
So
Any? Yeah.
I've used Joy's company and have been very satisfied. I do photo books for our family, so I take them photos, and I just got them back last week. Thank you, Joy.
My pleasure.
But I will, now that I've got them digitized, I go to a photo book manufacturer like Mixbook. You've probably seen their ads on TV, and I make photo books, and it's great for the family. I mean, it's a real treat to know that that's going to be a hand-me-down for everybody. So everything Joey's saying is true. He really does quality work. So
Well, I appreciate the input. Thank you for the info, and it was a pleasure transferring your family memories. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I can't explain exactly what this is, but
Yes.
my dad there was two reels,
Okay.
right? And he could talk, he was a pastor, so he would
Mhm.
put his messages on these and it would I don't know what that's called.
They're actually audio reels, like these folks have them too.
So, so
Yes.
that's something that, I know my brothers have these. We haven't
Mhm.
wanted to destroy them, so
Right.
you could take those.
Absolutely. In the 60s, those were very popular. People, actually, I think during the Vietnam War, I think the United States Army gave the soldiers and the army people a allowance to buy these tape recorders. So a lot of people bought those tape recorders, and they were recording the voices and then send them home. And for example, the wife and the kids, and they were recording back their voice and sending back to them. So it was very popular. Those small reels, you can record your messages on it or music. But we do transfer them. My pleasure. Any more questions? I think we're good. Yes, please. Again, you know, as soon as you talk to us, as soon as you put foot on our location, you're already automatically part of the family. I want to thank you for your time. I also would like to thank Royal Oaks for give us the opportunity to present this to you, and also Nada. She was working hard here, and she put a big applause for Nada, please. Now, if you would like, we have some service on the table over there. We'll really appreciate it. It was going to help us out for future presentations. And if you're interested in those classes, please let us know. Thank you again, and have a great afternoon. My pleasure.